Hey, Webmong World Entertainment and Star Trek Strange New Worlds is here, Season 4, its penultimate season. 5 episodes in, 5 gimmick episodes. They think they're doing great, but what do you know? Star Trek Strange New Worlds Season 4 debut fails to make streaming top 10. They're pushing this hard. Oh, this is real Star Trek. This is the Trek you remember. 5 gimmick episodes. And nobody cares. Nobody's tuning in to watch this. It's dead, Jim. It's dead. It truly is. We're going to take a look at this because when you're 5 episodes into your brand new season, your penultimate season, and nobody cares, it spells disaster for you. So it says today, we hit the halfway mark for the 4th season of Star Trek Strange New Worlds. But due to how Nielsen takes its time, we are just getting their first numbers from the start of the season, and it's not good. The Nielsen numbers are now out for the week of July 20th to 26th, which covers the July 23rd release of the Strange New Worlds Season 4 debut. And Strange New Worlds isn't on the top 10 for original streaming shows. Here is your list, people. So you have The Hawk, whatever the hell that is, something on Netflix. Ride or Die, don't know what that is either, on Prime. Ransom Canyon, never heard of that either. King of the Hill, we all know King of the Hill. The what? The Ultimate, or The Ultimatum? Marry or Move On. What the? Marry or Move On. What the fuck are these shows? Little House on the Prairie 2026. What? Jesus. Oh, it's on Netflix. I bet you the family's black. They have to be black. They ain't gonna be white. I Will Find You. What's that, a spin-off of Taken? Silo. I thought Silo was cancelled. Either way. The 5-star week. I've never heard of half of this shit. Agent Kim. Reactivated. 1, 2, 3. 3 things I've heard of. Now, granted, Little House on the Prairie, the original I've heard of. Not this one, but 3 things on that list I've heard of. Where's Strange New Worlds? Well, that's weird, isn't it? So the Strange New Worlds Season 3 debut did make this same chart last year. In fact, it made a record for Strange New Worlds on the Nielsen charts, ranking 7th with 471 million views. It was helped along by having 2 episodes released in that same week in July of 2025. And keep that in mind, this season they only dropped 1 episode. So Season 3 even ticked up a bit in the week of the release of Episode 3, ranking 9th. How is that ticking up? That's ticking down, you fucking clowns. With 472 million minutes viewed. Hang on, what was the first one? 471. So minutes watched went up, and yet its placement went down. That's weird. So the show returned for the 4th week, ranking 7th and 397 minutes watched. And it was so strange that the minutes went down for the 4th episode, and yet it moved up to 7th. The numbers went up for the 3rd episode, but the placement went down. That is weird. So, however, the series dropped off the chart for the rest of the 3rd season. No surprise there. So, I'm assuming that was the last one. Okay. So, these numbers can't change the show's fate, as it is already set to end with the already filmed 5th and final season expected to arrive in 2027. However, the showrunners and stars have been holding on to a thread of hope the series could lead to a Star Trek Year 1 spin-off featuring the first year of the USS Enterprise under the command of James T. Kirk.
serious?
That is one big pile of shit.
Yep. And the fact that they still think and are sitting there going, there's still hope. We got hope that Paramount will save us, and David Ellison will go, yeah, we'll give it to you. No, they sat down and said, here's our pitch for year one, and David Ellison's response was, tear down the sets, and don't just tear it down, auction that shit off. So, never gonna happen. So, Paramount still has access to the best data when it comes to how their shows are performing, and the show has been popping into the top 10 list on both Paramount Plus and Prime Video. And yada yada yada. And they want to go on with all that crap, leaving out the most important thing when they try and push that narrative of, oh, it's in the top 10 on the Paramount charts. Yeah, for one very simple reason. It's the only new show that's dropped on Paramount. That's why that happens. Every time you hear Disney say, hey, Captain America Brave New World has finally dropped on Disney Plus, and a few days later they say, oh my god, it's blown the roof off our charts. It's the most viewed thing we have on there to date. Yeah, because it's the only new thing you have on there. Exact same thing here with this shit. Oh, Strange New Worlds is the most watched thing on Paramount Plus' streaming chart. Yeah, because it's the only new show you have on Paramount right now. That's it. Nielsen gives you a fuller actual image of what's happening. No, it's not properly accurate, but it gives you the fuller image of what's happening, because it doesn't just take in what's happening on one streaming service. It takes about what the world is watching. And Strange New Worlds isn't there, because nobody cares. The fact that they're trying to say, well, Paramount have the numbers, the real numbers, and like, it charts for there, so it's probably doing really well. Yeah, it's doing so well they already cancelled the show. Starfleet Academy, so successful, it was already cancelled. And then people go, well, why did it get a season 2 now? Because it was already commissioned. It wasn't the case of they filmed it, Paramount looked at it and said, we love this, here, have a second season. No. Alex Kurtzman greenlit all of these things immediately. By when he was given access to shows, he would commission 2 to 3 seasons each time to try and make it seem like these things were successful. It's the same with Daredevil Born Again right now on Disney Plus. All these people who are shilling for it, trying to take shots at something. Well, if it's so bad, how did it get a second and third season? Because it was commissioned for 3 seasons. When Paramount or when Disney announced it, they said, oh, it's getting 3 seasons. The same with Rings of Power. Rings of Power was commissioned for 5 seasons. So don't have this idea it's doing so well that they keep greenlighting more seasons. Well, then this is doing so piss poorly that they cancelled the fucking thing. Strange New Worlds cancelled. Their 5th and final season is 6 episodes. They wanted a full season. And Paramount told them, you get 6. And when they kept pushing, no, we want it to be 5 or 10 episodes, and even a film, Paramount said, well, either take the 6 or we'll give you 4. And Akiva Goldsman and Henry Alonso Myers and stuff folded and went, okay, we'll take the 6. And even Akiva Goldsman right now is out there all the time saying, yes, Strange New Worlds Season 5, it's not really Season 5, it's 4.5, because it's more of just the continuation of Season 4. It's dead. They killed it. David Ellison, he's done good in killing this thing and tearing down those sets and selling them off. However, what he should do is just pull the plug on the release of Season 5 of this and Season 2 of Starfleet Academy. Because you may have cancelled this stuff, but you can still get brand damage. And the more this stuff that gets pumped out, the more damage to your brand happens. 5 episodes so far. Jurassic Park, Event Horizon, Dude, Where's My Car and The Hangover, Casablanca, and The Muppets in Space. That is what we've had so far from Strange New Worlds Season 4. There's 5 episodes to go, and we know that there's still more comedy style to come up. This is a joke. You want to stop the rot? Just scrap this 5th season of this and the 2nd season of Starfleet Academy. But they won't, because that's how airtight Kurtzman's contract was. But it's dead. It's not charting. And people just don't. And why should they? Because it's horrible. But let me know what you guys think. Does this just show you the true state of what they've done to Star Trek? That nobody cares enough to watch it to make it chart in the Nielsen top 10. Let me know what your whole feelings are on this. And with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So do like and share and subscribe and all that good stuff. Cheers. I'll catch you in the next one. Live long and prosper.